Look at your wrist right now. If you have a watch or a fitness tracker, there's a number on it that most people glance at and completely ignore. Your resting heart rate. That number is not just telling you how fast your heart is beating. It is telling you how old your cardiovascular system actually is, regardless of what your birth certificate says. And for people over 50, the gap between your calendar age and your biological age can mean the difference between another 20 healthy years or a heart attack you never saw coming. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to read that number and what to do if it's telling you something you don't want to hear. I've been practicing internal medicine for over 25 years, and resting heart rate is one of the most information-dense numbers in the human body. Yet almost nobody talks about it in routine checkups. Today we're going through what your specific number means, what's driving it, and the 5 proven methods to lower it, starting this week. No medication required for most people, just 5 specific changes. Let's start with what the number actually means. Your resting heart rate, or RHR, is the number of times your heart beats per minute when you are completely at rest. The best time to measure it is first thing in the morning, before you get out of bed, before coffee, before anything. Here is why it matters so profoundly after 50. Your heart is a muscle. Like any muscle, the more efficient it is, the less effort it needs to do its job. A well-conditioned heart pumps more blood per beat, so it needs fewer beats per minute. A stressed, inflamed, or deconditioned heart has to work harder, beat faster, to move the same volume of blood. Every extra beat per minute above your optimal range means your heart is working harder than it needs to. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That adds up. Let me walk you through what each range actually means for people over 50. 40 to 55 beats per minute. This is the athlete zone. If your resting heart rate is in this range and you are not a trained endurance athlete, get it checked. A very low RHR can occasionally signal an electrical conduction problem in the heart, 55 to 70 beats per minute. This is the optimal range for most adults. Your cardiovascular system is functioning efficiently. Your biological heart age is likely younger than your calendar age, 70 to 85 beats per minute. This is the acceptable range, but it is also where chronic stress, poor sleep, dehydration, and early inflammation start to show up. This is a warning, not a crisis. 85 to 100 beats per minute. Research from the Copenhagen Male Study, following over 5,000 men for 16 years, found that men with a resting heart rate above 85 had a significantly higher risk of heart attack compared to those below 70. This is the range where action is non-negotiable, above 100 beats per minute at rest. This is clinically defined as tachycardia. See your doctor. If your resting heart rate is higher than you'd like, one or more of these 5 factors is almost certainly driving it. 1. Chronic dehydration. When blood volume drops due to dehydration, the heart compensates by beating faster to maintain circulation. Even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2% body weight in fluid loss, raises RHR by 5 to 7 beats per minute. Most people over 50 are mildly dehydrated by 9 a.m. every morning. 2. Poor sleep quality. During deep sleep, the heart rate drops to its lowest point. This nightly rest is essential for cardiac recovery. Chronic poor sleep keeps the nervous system in a low-level fight-or-flight state, which elevates RHR around the clock. 3. Chronic stress. Cortisol and adrenaline directly raise heart rate. If you are under sustained psychological stress, work, relationships, finances, your RHR will reflect it before any other symptom appears. 4. Excess body weight. Every additional kilogram of body fat requires additional blood vessels to supply it. More circulatory demand means more beats per minute. 5. Caffeine timing. Most people over 50 drink coffee immediately after waking, when cortisol is already at its daily peak. This combination pushes RHR higher for the first 2 to 3 hours of the day, setting an elevated baseline that persists. Here is what the research actually supports for lowering resting heart rate after 50. Method 1, Zone 2 cardio. This is the single most effective intervention for lowering RHR long-term. Zone 2 means exercising at a pace where you can hold a conversation, not gasping but breathing noticeably harder, walking briskly, cycling, swimming. 30 minutes, 4 times per week. Within 8 weeks, most people see a reduction of 5 to 10 BPM. Method 2. Slow breathing practice. Deliberately slowing your breathing to 5 to 6 breaths per minute activates the vagus nerve, the primary regulator of the parasympathetic nervous system. 5 minutes of slow breathing daily has been shown in clinical studies to lower resting heart rate by 3 to 5 beats per minute within 4 weeks. Inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. That is it. Method 3. Magnesium. Magnesium deficiency, which is extremely common in people over 50, affecting an estimated 70% of the population, directly impairs cardiac electrical conduction. Adequate magnesium supports normal heart rhythm and has been shown to reduce resting heart rate in deficient individuals. Food sources: dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, almonds. Method 4. Sleep optimization, specifically targeting deep sleep. The practices that most reliably improve deep sleep quality: consistent sleep and wake time, room temperature below 18 degrees Celsius, no screens for 60 minutes before bed, and no alcohol within 3 hours of sleeping. Alcohol in particular suppresses slow-wave sleep even when it feels like it helps you fall asleep. Method 5. Cold water exposure. Brief cold water on the face and neck, even 30 seconds, activates the diving reflex, which rapidly lowers heart rate through vagal activation. This is not a long-term fix, but it demonstrates the power of the vagus nerve and builds the habit of parasympathetic activation. Here is the concept I want to leave you with. Your calendar age is fixed. You cannot change it. But your biological age, the functional age of your cardiovascular system, your cells, your organs, is not fixed. It is responsive. It changes based on what you do. Research from the Norwegian University of Science and Technology developed a fitness age calculator based largely on VO2 max and resting heart rate. Their data, drawn from over 55,000 people, showed that biological age can differ from calendar age by 10 to 20 years in either direction. A 60-year-old with a resting heart rate of 58 and good aerobic capacity has the cardiovascular profile of a 45-year-old. A 60-year-old with a resting heart rate of 92 and a sedentary lifestyle has the cardiovascular profile of a 75-year-old. Your resting heart rate is a window into which of those two people you currently are. Here is what to do, starting today. Step 1. Measure your resting heart rate correctly. Tomorrow morning, before you get out of bed, count your heartbeats for 60 seconds. That is your true baseline. Step 2. Identify which of the 5 drivers applies to you: dehydration, poor sleep, stress, excess weight, or caffeine timing. Pick the easiest one to fix first. Step 3. Add 30 minutes of Zone 2 walking 4 times this week. Not running. Walking at a pace where your breathing picks up but you can still talk. Step 4. 5 minutes of slow breathing before bed tonight. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Measure again in 4 weeks. The number will have moved. If this gave you something useful, hit like. It helps more people find this information. And if you're not subscribed yet, do it now. Every week I put out information that your doctor simply doesn't have time to explain in a 15-minute appointment. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.